like seems more natural. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this book that I was reading, we just talked about like 2 seconds ago. Um, when Cortez first landed in Mexico, he
Who's Cortez?
Cortez is a Spanish conquistador who was like one of the first.
He landed there. You mean like?
Yeah, like a ship can land
Okay.
at yeah. When he first landed there, he had brought a priest with him who knew like a little bit of a certain dialect of Mayan, and then there was another chick that he like took earlier, and they went to the city, in the city where, um, it might not be Montezuma, but just say it's Montezuma.
Right.
The city where he was like the king, Montezuma had 20 million people in it. Isn't that crazy?
He just became king from landing there.
And like 15. No. Montezuma is someone else. Cortez met him. He was like the he was like the king of the Mayans or the Aztecs.
Priest? That does not surprise me.
No. The priest was one of the translators, but the Mayans, they would like the king of the Mayans. He would like have to, like in their culture, he would like be like, I'm just like a humble king. Like they would call like poor people. They'd be like, "You're hello, noble man. Like I'm but a humble king." You know.
Right.
So then when they were translating it, when he was talking to Cortez, he said something that got lost in translation. That like him being humble and like trying to be like a nice host, and Cortez thought that he was calling him a god.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then it just ends there.
Well, and then they had horses.
Who?
The Spanish. There's never ever been a horse in the Americas before until Cortez came, and they dropped mad horses, and they're like, "What the fuck is this?" But also like the Mayans were pimped out. Like when Montezuma first met Cortez, he had like a gang of people holding him up on the, you know those like old things like Game of Thrones when the king's like being held up on like the thing like this, and he's like sitting in a thing, and there's a bunch of people holding and walking him.
Yeah.
It was like made of solid gold, the giant thing that he was being held up in. So they were both like, "Whoa, look at all these things that these foreign people have," you know.
Right. So what's like the big message, or what was the conclusion of that?
It's just interesting, conversing with strangers.
Yeah.
And how like different cultures, like when you talk to like a southern person, maybe like they'll have a slight different thing that they say in dialect. Like I remember when I went out to Montana, everyone would always say "right on," and I was like, "Oh, that's not something you really
say right on though."
It was like you go to a restaurant. He's like, "I'm gonna get the cheeseburger," and then the waitress is like, "Right on," and you're like, "You got that?" She's like, "Oh, right on."
Yeah, I feel like most people say "right on" not here though. Like I don't think that's like. I wouldn't. That would be the first thing I noticed from going to Montana. That the difference in dialect was them saying "right on." I feel like, but I don't know. Okay.
Should we do listener call-ins / stories? Oh, no.
It's too late for that.
Let's do an advice show, but fun. Answering non-serious problems like how do I politely avoid being the group's designated driver every time?
That's pretty easy. You just drink before you have to.
Yeah, that's what he does always.
Like tonight, I was just like, I'm just gonna drink 2 or 3 beers, so I will literally not be able to drive. Like I'm not coming unless I'm being driven.
Do not come.
But that depends on your friends being like,
yeah,
decent people that don't want them to see driving drunk and shit.
Yeah.
Some people, a couple years ago, maybe I don't know, would just let everyone drive drunk home and.
No, they still do that.
Oh, okay.
A lot, yeah.
No, I know. I don't. I feel like it's a weird. I don't even want to say culture, but I feel like a lot of people just let people drink and drive, and it's not like. I guess there's a certain point where like you're not gonna like let somebody do it versus like they're just gonna do it no matter what you do.
But yeah, it is like a weird thing. Like I have this I know this Irish guy, and he's like from Ireland,
right.
And like you think of Ireland as drunks, and he's like, I couldn't believe when I came to America how many people just drink and drive, and like no one cares, which is kind of crazy.
Do they care about that a lot in Europe?
I guess so. I mean, Ireland's like a place of drunks, and no one lives there. It's like an empty place of drunks. Like they would be the place to drink and drive, and they don't do it.
Right.
Crazy.
I don't know though. I think, certain friends of mine would never let anybody drive drunk, but there's other friends I have that would be like wouldn't care that much.
Yeah.
But I've always been someone who like is not going to do that no matter what. So the basic question on how to avoid drinking or being the designated driver is either have other friends who are like willing, like I've always been willing to say, you know, every 3 or 4 times I'll drive, I don't mind, as long as the other 2 or 3 times I'm getting driven myself, you know. I think that's a fair offer.
That's a fair offer.
And then, besides that, I don't know what else you can do.
Alright, this isn't on this list, but I was thinking about the other day that my power went out, and I also, like, the service went out, and I was, like, thinking about what to do if the apocalypse happened.
Right, well...
What's game plan?
That question's a lot different for you than it is for me right now.
It's true, but there's a real thing where the United States electric grid sucks. And like
no, I know. I've heard that.
A huge solar flare could like wipe out the whole system.
I've actually heard that before.
It would take like multiple months and maybe even multiple years to fix it all, and we'd be like straight apocalypsing.
Yeah, I've heard that before too. I think for you, I don't know what the answer would be, but for me, I would just drive here and then, like, I trust my parents enough to like.
Really?
Yeah. What would be my options? I mean, I'm like. Theoretically, right now, I would still be living here. Like, if this happened right now, I'd still be living here. Like, what would be the point of me living by myself and just be more vulnerable, you know?
Well,
Like,
I'm not saying living by yourself, but just, like, what's game plan? Like, you're gonna have to scrounge for water, you're gonna have to scrounge for food. Where do you want to be?
But
what do you want to do?
Are you just assuming that everything goes to shit where, like, you can't just go to the grocery stores normally? You just can't go on your phone?
How are you gonna go to the grocery stores?
Drive.
How are you gonna drive there?
With a car.
What's fuel in the car?
Does gas not work if the electric power's out? I guess, yeah.
Well, how do you pay for it?
Cash.
How much cash you got?
Enough to give me at least 2 refills of gas.
The gas pump won't work.
Yeah, no, I understand that part of it now, but...
So after a week you can't drive?
You could walk to the grocery store.
How are the grocery stores getting their groceries?
They have a certain amount of stuff.
Refrigerated?
For now, I mean, it would be probably like, are you? So we're saying the extreme. You're out.
The entire United States doesn't have power
for months.
For we'll say a year. The United States doesn't have power.
Yeah, then it gets different where you have to, like. Well, I do believe in American citizens where like I think, like for example, if I lived in this neighborhood, everyone in this neighborhood would like get together and try and like find food and shit and like. Work as a team to try and figure shit out. And I do think, like, what stops the military from, like, providing, like, I think in a lot of fictional but also kind of realistic scenarios, the military is able to provide, like, rations and stuff to each family. I know that'd be hard to, like, figure out at the beginning, and maybe it would cause, like, uprisings and shit, but I feel like it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world where... And you could also just, like, everything you have in your house now, you can ration it out to make it a while where like you're only eating 1 meal a day or eating only a small I don't know how much do you need to survive a day like food wise.
Well, you don't need anything to survive a day.
Yeah, so what do you need to eat like every 3 days?
I mean you still need to eat a lot.
You don't need to eat a lot.
You need to eat a lot.
I mean I don't agree with that. I think you don't need to eat that.
It's not like you can have 1 meal every 3 days and so I mean you probably can for like a while, but
yeah. This is also worst case scenario where you can't hunt, you don't know what plants to pick, you know what I mean? Like that's what the game plan would be like pick plant like it's fucking Walking Dead where you pick plants, you hunt meat and you try and go to like raid grocery stores and shit or like or raid convenience stores, but like I think there would still be a functioning society where there's some sort of trade-off where either like the convenience stores are told by the government they have to give like a certain amount of rations or that you go somewhere to get rations. I don't think it would be a free-for-all, and that's taking a lot of leaps and hoping that people in especially America would be like okay with that, which we've seen that even the smallest little issue can divide everyone, so maybe that's not the most realistic scenario, but that's me being an optimist. If I'm being a pessimist, then yeah, it gets to like you're waiting a couple of days and you have 1 meal and you just learn to adapt. I mean, I don't want to say it, Survivor, they don't eat shit for days for like.
I mean that's true, but what happens when like you need food, and your neighbor's got food, and your neighbor's got kids, and they're like, this food's only gonna last me and my kids
Alright,
2
so
days.
we're going to fucking dark scenarios.
Well, that's a scenario that's gonna happen though.
Then they can fucking have it. I'll fucking eat grass. I don't give a fuck.
You can't digest grass.
Alright, I'll eat a fucking bear. I mean, it doesn't. I wouldn't make it long. I mean, then people would die off. Like, the people who would actually give a shit about other people would die off, and it'd be less and less rations for everyone.
So what, you're just saying you'd be fine with dying?
I'd accept my fate. I mean, we've already passed the point of being valuable. We're fucking about to turn 25 as males. We're the least valuable type of person on the planet besides males older than us.
Wrong. What? That's wrong.
It's right.
No, it's not.
What group of people is more or less valuable? Well, I guess older women, but like.
No, men get more valuable as they age.
So you'd save an 80-year-old man over a 5-year-old kid?
No, but I'd save a 60-year-old man over a 5-year-old kid.
Well, I don't think a lot of people agree with you, man, on that one. Look at the Titanic. Who got to get off the boat first? Women and children.
You're saying like in the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I disagree with that. Because if you're a man, you want to be able to like.
You want to be able to do anything, but if a random group of like people who are actually trying to do the best for the world were coming here and had to save a certain amount of people, more than likely we'd be dead if there was a group of like 40 people.
Yeah.
We'd be one of the first people taken out because we're 20. I mean, we can still reproduce because we're still young. Like the older men and the older women would be taken out, but it would be one of the first people taken. I mean, I wouldn't accept death. Of course, I'd fight till the end, but I think at the end of the day, like I would be.
But what if fighting to the end meant killing someone?
Christ. I would. I mean, it depends on the situation. Like if it's me killing for other, like if it's kids, I don't give a, like those kids can live. They can have.
What if it's you and a 5-year-old and you have like.
The 5-year-old got it.
A little piece of bread and you give it to the 5-year-old, but the 5-year-old like you're gonna die and the 5-year-old's just abandoned. What's the point of giving a 5-year-old piece of bread?
What's the point of me taking it?
That you can live for another day and maybe keep the 5-year-old alive, but the 5-year-old's not gonna be alive by itself. Themselves.
So then, obviously, I would take it for myself if it means there's a chance of survival for both, but that's a very specific situation.
Okay, what if it's your neighbor and they're 5-year-old and just you?
Same thing. Obviously, I would take if I thought in my brain that I could keep both of us surviving rather than just one of us surviving. I would do the option to keep both of us surviving.
It's your neighbor. It's a mother and child.
Okay, now we're adding another person.
And then you, and then they have enough for 2 people. But if you don't take one of their foods, then one of them will die. Right. Are you gonna keep the child alive and keep yourself alive? Keep the mother and child alive?
Thank God, I'll search for shit on my own.
You don't even have enough energy. You crawl and you yell. You go, food! And then they come over to you and they say, I really can't help you out. You have a knife in your hand. Do you stab her in the neck?
No, they got it.
They got it?
If I'm that down bad, y'all got it. Y'all got it. You'd stab her in the neck?
Survival instincts.
What about you? You'd stab her in the neck?
She came over with a piece of bread and she was like, this is the only bread for me and my son. I go, is that really bread? And she goes, yeah, look. Boom, now I'm alive. And then she's dying. I'll try to keep your son alive. And then you secretly feed the son his mom. These are things you gotta...
This got dark.
These are things you gotta think about.
Not like... I'm not a bitch, but like if I'm in this scenario, like y'all got it. Like I don't just care enough to care.
To live?
No. Deadass. Like what's the point?
What's the point of living right now?
Because I fucking have the most luxurious life ever. I can eat and have a fucking running water and air conditioning and a bed to sleep. I mean,
if you don't have AC in a bed, there's no point in living?
No.
There's no point in living?
You're talking about a fucking dissolution apocalypse scenario where you have to stab a mother in the neck to kill her
it could happen.
And take the bread from a mother and her kid to feed yourself to live on. Well, you have to watch them die. Like, y'all got it at that point.
Well, but what's the boundary? What's the boundary of survival instinct? I guess is my question.
Yeah.
Like, there's a range between not having AC and between having to kill.
Even though I don't have a high feeling that the world will last forever, and I don't even know if by the time I die that the world will even be a thing. Like, the world might just go before I go.
Mm-hmm.
There's a point to living where, like, I can at least look in the future and be like, I'll have kids, I can have a nice life, like, I have a decent job, I'm not, there's a lot of things to living, and even if I was fucking homeless on the street, I'd be like, there's probably a better day where I can get my shit together right now, like, and in this world, but in a fucking apocalypse shit where you're talking, like, what's the point?
You can wait, 10 years from now, there'll probably be a good society. You can have kids, maybe even get AC.
That's not. No, I think I over-exaggerated that point.
But there's a range between AC. Okay, AC, a comfortable bed. We'll cross those off because maybe you don't need.
You don't need those. No, I mean you don't need a lot. You don't need most of the things I just said. You like I think right now everyone in this world, there should be a point in living, and maybe you can call it the select bullshit criteria or whatever. But if it's a fucking my mind keeps going back to Walking Dead and like these other apocalyptic shits I've seen where it's like I'm gonna stab a woman in the neck and her son's gonna watch, or son or daughter's gonna watch her die just so I can live another day. Like, okay, I'm on my last breath of energy. Like, whatever happened to me at that point, I'm spent as fuck.
Alright, so, well, what if we flip it? What if we make it not as bad? You walk by a woman and her kid who are cold and sleeping outside, and you have a piece of bread. But it's your only piece of bread, and you haven't eaten in 5 days.
Why would I still have it? Why would I still have a piece of bread on me?
Because you find it in the bottom of your
back. I just find it, and then I find this. I give it to that. Like,
you give it to them?
I think I'm generally, like, I don't want to sound like an asshole, like flexing on myself, but like I think of others before I think of myself. If you know me, you know that.
Yeah, I think that's just.
It's stupid, maybe, but that's how I think.
When's the last time you went 24 hours without food?
Never.
Never?
Probably not. Maybe when I had food poisoning or something.
Do you ever like go 3 hours without food and go, God, I'm hungry?
I try not to do that, but maybe I do.
But is that your feeling?
No.
Are you trying to go 3 hours without food?
Do I try to go 3 hours without food?
No, do you try not to?
No. I do that I do go 3 hours all the time without food. I eat breakfast every day at 7 o'clock. I eat lunch every day at like 2 or 2:30, and then I eat dinner at like 6:30 or 7. So I mostly go out without food for 3+ hours every day.
Mm.
Sometimes I'll have snacks in the morning, and sometimes in the afternoon, and like stuff obviously happens in between. But
what do you think the closest you've been to death is?
When I fucking jumped off that cliff in Spain.
What's that?
I don't. So, before I went to Spain, me and John would jump off that bridge every day in Goat Island.
Yeah.
And it's like a 20-foot jump or whatever.
Yeah.
So I went to Spain, and like part of it, like before we even got there, part of the excursion was like you go snorkeling, you go scuba diving, whatever. So we were just on one of like on the middle part. We got to this island, and it's like a group of like 15 of us, because we're on the aquatic seminar. There's also like a religion seminar that you're like looking at churches and shit. So it's obviously like I'm gonna try and scuba dive rather than do that shit. So I'm on the aquatic one, and then we're just chilling at the island. And then they would always give us a little free time, because I mean, like most of the people in my abroad group are seniors in college. Everyone's fucking 21 plus, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So we like got lunch on our own, and then had a couple of minutes free time. So we went to go cliff dive, because I was like, oh, I'd fucking cliff dive it, or I jump the bridge every day with John. And then we're going on this chill, like 25 foot jump. And then we look up, and there's this fucking kid in a Speedo, like an 8-year-old in a Speedo, jumping off this 40-foot ledge. Nice. And we're like, all right, we gotta fucking go up there too, because this little kid's doing it. We obviously are better than this.
Yeah.
So I go up there, and I'm the first one to jump because I have all this confidence from doing this the whole summer. I'm like, I literally did this every day. So we have these shitty-ass water shoes that they gave to us because of the whatever to scuba dive or snorkel. And I do a running start, and at the last second, my last, like second to last or last step on the shoe, it slips off. The shoe slips off. So
you slip?
I slip. And I was like, the cliff's right here. I'm like right here, like I was so close, and I land head first. Like I think that was the closest I've ever had to having a concussion. I maybe having like a slight concussion, and I look up and my friend, they're all just geeking at me, but I'm like I could have just fucking died. That felt pretty close to death. There's probably other like near death experience. Like that wasn't a near death experience, but that's probably the closest I've been in the last couple of years to being like I could have legitimately died at this point. And obviously, like you can just go to the Providence Mall and look over the railing and jump and die, but like that's not, you know what I mean?
You can do that.
But yeah,
You don't. You want to have good footing.
I brought that story up at dinner one time. My dad's like, I don't want to fucking hear about my son almost dying. I'm like, it wasn't that deep, but what about you?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I was thinking like I had pneumonia one time.
Pneumonia sucks, but I didn't feel close to death. I mean, there are times when like, do you ever feel your heart beating like irregularly, or like your headache or something happens where you're like, this might be it, I might croak. I mean, I feel like that sometimes.
Yeah, well, a lot of times when I work out, if I'm like doing a heavy set or something, I'll like feel something in my brain, like a vein, like
Head's a big one.
A vein in my brain, and it will like hurt a lot, and I'm like, it's just like like am I about to have a stroke?
Yeah.
I mean,
No, well, the shit that scares me is like stroke or what's the other one that you can just fucking, that girl that happened.
Oh, aneurysm.
Yeah. That shit's fucked, bro.
I don't know how that happens.
I don't even want to talk about it, to be honest. That's so scary.
Just a brain aneurysm just dying out of nowhere.
Yeah, like I want to at least know I'm going, you know. I guess it doesn't matter that much, but
yeah. You want to know you're going?
I mean,
you got any aspirations in life?
Honestly,
do you have like a career that you would like to have?
I mean, everyone should have a career they'd like to have. But if I die and don't get it, I wouldn't be like. I probably would know that I tried, you know.
Well, what's the career that you'd like to have?
Well, I want to figure this shit out. The podcast, that'd be nice, but I'm not like banking on that. So I think I want to get like. I have like a very comfortable job, retire. Like if I have kids, pay for their college. If not, like. Have a shitload of money and just live life when I'm older, you know?
You think college is worth it?
Depends. For me, I don't think it was worth it, especially at where I went.
Why?
Because it was just, I could have just went to URI and got the same degree. Like, I don't think it mattered that much. I'm not even doing something right now with my degree, so what did it matter? Right now, at least. You know, maybe I'll reconsider that in a couple of years, but what's the difference between having a marketing degree from URI or a marketing degree from Syracuse if you're just going to be working at a bank doing payment operations, you know?
Well, things you learn?
Yeah, I mean,
you learn other things.
There's other aspects to college other than just the education. Like I would not have a whole network of friends. I would not have learned like different things about life, like living on my own. You know, I mean, I guess I could have a place of my own at URI, but like I met other people, met different people from different states and different. I guess that could happen also URI, but it's a different level. You know, I went abroad.
Mm-hmm.
Just from my experience in Syracuse, I mean, you can compare that to URI and whatever, but I think there are valuable things I did learn outside of just academics, and there are valuable academics that probably would be more valuable at Syracuse. That I don't know if it makes it enough to cover the money differential, but yeah.
I don't know, I think it's pretty tough. I think it's pretty tough to, like, if you're a parent, or if you're, like, or even worse, if you're a parent, and it's like, yeah, you can go to college, but you're gonna have to pay for it. And
yeah, no, I didn't have to pay anything, which I'm very obviously blessed and lucky. So.
But a lot of people just go, like, 18-year-olds just go to college thinking, like, okay, I'm gonna go to college and get a job, and, like, I have loans, but that's okay, because I'm gonna go to college and get a job, and then they don't realize that it's, like,
the loans
extremely hard to pay off loans, and it takes forever.
Well, they fucking compound and shit.
But also, it's like an 18-year-old, and everybody, like, the status quo is to be like, well, let your kid do what they want. It's like, 18-year-old kids are complete morons. They don't know if they want to go to college or not. They don't know if, like, they want to, they don't even know what money is.
Well, I think that's really
most of the time, they don't know what money is. They're like, oh, yeah, well okay, $250,000 in debt. Like, but
I'll make that in, like, 2 years, yeah.
I'll pay it.
Yeah. No, I know. I think that's why like a gap year, or just going to like a community college for your first year, even if like I don't know. I think it's a difficult discussion because like I've had some of my friends are like making six-figure salaries in New York City, and some of them are living very successful, and I think it just comes down to each individual person and what they want to do, and are they able to realize that, and it's not always correlated where sometimes you go into college and just don't know anything and what you want to do, and sometimes people go in and know exactly what they want to do and get that and then are able to like get a job based off that and whatever. It has to be the right field where there are jobs available, which right now there's seemingly not a lot available for recent graduates. I've a bunch of friends have veered off into different paths, and good for them. I like if you're making money, if you're sustaining enough to live. But I feel like a lot of people, like 30 years ago, everyone just moved out of their house when they graduated college and had a nice job and whatever. It feels like, and that may not be true, but nowadays it feels like people are still living at home. A lot of our like we're 24, graduated from college 2 years ago and 2+ years ago, like mostly everyone, but it still seems like 67% are still living at home, and it's good because you can save money if you have a decent job and maybe you got promoted. I mean, people have gotten promoted and shit. What is that?
Look at where my finger's pointing. Like right in front of my finger.
Should I take him out?
The thing is tweaking. Oh! How is it still floating? It's floating still. Did it catch its web?
Multiple webs. That's creepy.
Alright, well that's a good point, but what about culture and society? Deep dives into trends. Why are people obsessed with pickleball?
Oh, they're specific.
How did Stanley Cups take over TikTok? What?
Those little cups that all the like.
Oh, if
like
you have the mug, it's
the handle, the straw, the mug, the cover. I don't know why people got obsessed with that, and there's like I guess people collect multiple of them. Like I actually don't like how many like water bottles I have. I want to get rid of some.
Right.
I don't know. I don't. That's more like that feels like a female thing to me, but maybe there are males.
What about generational differences, like boomers versus Gen Z versus millennials, but lighthearted?
Okay, How about you provide some thoughts? Bro's like pissed off.
I think we're all pretty much the same.
Definitely.
There's different people and everyday things. What are you doing? Bro's gonna eat you.
That thing ain't gonna do shit. Still fucking.
What about phobias? What are you scared of?
I hate heights. Ever since that cliff incident,
Really?
Yeah, but I was always kind of out on heights.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of heights.
I just don't know how people like it. Like,
I mean, I did like the Fort Weatherall 65-foot thing. Like I did a flip off that, but also like if I'm on a roof, I can't get near the roof.
No, at Providence Place Small.
I can't get near the edge of the roof.
On Providence Place Small, when the railing's right here, I'm always over here. I can't go near. I don't want to look down. Yeah. I don't like it.
What do you think that is? Do you think like someone like?
Well, that people say there's a fear of you, a part of you wanting to just jump off and even if you're not suicidal.
But what do you think that comes from? Like, you think like 10 generations ago, like your great grandfather's brother fell off a cliff?
I don't think.
You don't think something like that? No. You don't think like arachnophobia is like someone watched their dad die from a spider bite?
No, not at all.
You don't think that?
No.
So then why are some people super scared of spiders and some people aren't? There's just no reason for that?
There's gotta be a reason, but I don't think it's from like ancestral. It's gotta be like this chick on. I was watching the show, Amazing Race.
I've heard tell of it.
So, they had to do a water task, and this chick's like dead scared of the ocean because when she was 5, she like almost drowned in the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
So she had like trauma from it. So she was very afraid of the ocean. So I think that explains like maybe at least 50% of it for some people. Like maybe. Like the cliff incident for me accentuated my height shit. Where like I actually was like I went to Grand Canyon and was fine. Like then nothing bothered me. But then a couple years later, I had this incident on the cliff where like it seemed like I almost died. And ever since then, I'm like fuck. And maybe, I don't know, maybe there's more to it, but it feels like maybe that one event or two events can actually do harm. But
no other fears, major fears. I always try to think about
I'm
this.
scared of dying a lot.
Well, yeah, death is kind of like what all fears are.
Yeah.
But nothing else, because I always try to think. I don't think I really have any fears.
I am.
Like
I think
sharks, but I don't.
I'm not scared of sharks. I swim in the ocean. I mean, I'm scared that like someone will come into my house and do something to me while I'm sleeping, or like rob the house. But I know it's kind of like unrealistic, so it's not.
But you
like,
got faith in the community.
and not even that. I just like know the doors are locked, and I mean maybe it'll change when I move out. But I know my dad like has guns and shit that like I don't know. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. That even if someone did come in, like it would probably be well defended. Besides that, I mean, I guess you could say like fear of rejection, fear of being whatever. Like
Fear of rejection is tough. Because you always hear people talking about that. Like,
but I feel like that's like everyone has a fear of rejection. At least
but a lot of people don't. Like salespeople, they don't. They learn to not like
care.
fear rejection because they go and they try to sell to so many people and they all say no.
Yeah.
And you just learn like once everyone says no.
That's more of like a subconscious one. Like that's not. I'm not actively thinking of like oh fuck but.
No, but like there was this thing where like a frat made everybody go and ask 50 girls for their numbers.
Interesting.
Like in a respectful way, but then after they did that, it's like they weren't afraid. They weren't afraid to talk to a girl, you know.
Yeah, maybe I should.
At all. You know, if you went and talked to 50 girls and 49 of them or 50 of them rejected you, you wouldn't care. If you do anything 50 times, it's not going to bother you the 51st time.
That's true. I mean, I don't even know how to like it feels like to me like fear of heights is so like quantifiable where like fear of rejection I don't know how deeply I dip into that, you know.
Yeah, but fear of heights is the same kind of thing. I mean, if you just force yourself to jump off
no, I know
a diving
I'm just saying like I'm saying on the other
higher.
end of things where like you acknowledge it in your head of like that the fear of rejection took a couple minutes for me to come up with. Where like fear of the heights is like, oh, I know that's something, you know. Yeah. Where like rejection probably like most people have it at least at some point, but it's not like the first thing that comes to mind.
Alright, you're stuck in an elevator. It doesn't need to be the apocalypse, but we'll say it's the apocalypse.
Nice.
You're stuck in an elevator with another person. That person dies. It's been 8 days. It's been 8 days. You guys somehow have water, but that person dies. Do you eat them to live?
If I don't eat them, I die.
At some point.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, cannibalism? Really? You would do that?
What's the fucking point? I'm just gonna be like, oh no, I don't do that, so I'm gonna die. Peace out.
I don't know. It's pretty rough.
I guess.
Your sister dies. Are you gonna eat her?
No, I'm good. I'm just dead. Like, what do you want me to say to that?
I'm just curious about.
What would you do?
I'd munch.
Got it. Okay.
I could munch.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the obvious answer, unless you just like want to be a diva and like hold out and say I would never do that. But I think instincts will die, like take over, and you would anyways.
Instincts.
Pull out the fucking ChatGPT subject.
Well, goddamn. What about how social rules are changing, like texting, ghosting, tipping culture? Do you ever get ghosted? Do you ever ghost anyone?
Romantically, I don't do any of that because I don't have any romantic contact. So, ghosting, I mean, I did ghost a couple people. No, I mean.
Anything come to mind?
Yeah, there is one person that I did ghost. No, I didn't ghost because I told them I'm just gonna stop like hanging out with you and texting you.
Really?
Well, this isn't you, but I did ghost you completely. I mean, that is true. But it wasn't like probably when you think of ghosting, you're just like, oh, they're not gonna text me back. Like I mean, I guess I wouldn't describe it as really ghosting because I mean, we're still in school together and we're here now.
What do you think about sports? Why do you think you like sports?
That's a good question. Like sometimes I'm like, why do I care so much about football? But it's like I think it's because it brings me happiness and joy. Like I would rather be watching it. Like I couldn't imagine. Like I mean, I don't know. I think it's exciting and it's fun to like. I think it's a fun hobby to follow for me. Like I have other attachments where like I have the sports cards. I can fucking podcast about it if I want to. Not at this point. It's like a good conversation to. I mean, I share that with a lot of my friends. Is talking about sports.
But why do you think it's interesting?
Why is anything interesting?
Well, I don't know.
I mean, it's there's things that you can watch that are entertaining and fun to watch and interesting to you, and that's what a lot of sports are to me. Like I don't I could just watch something and have no like there's a lot of people out there who watch something for fantasy or for betting or for a certain affinity. Like I can turn on a very good college basketball game between two teams, like not even two top ranked teams, and just enjoy it. Like I just it's hard to explain because like what makes you like your favorite movie, you know, what makes you like your favorite TV show, what separates it from the pack. I think it's hard to put in, it's hard to quantify and put into words. But I think there is some sort of there is some sort of affinity for rooting for your team and rooting for your players and that part of it too, where like watching the Patriots growing up, watching the Red Sox growing up, like that's my squad, you know, I follow them and I care about them. And it like no matter what people will say, like if you get into sports, you care about that shit. Like it affects your mood and affects your
day if the Patriots
lose. Yeah, like it affects your day-to-day life.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even explain it. Like even back then I couldn't even explain it, like what makes this so like
powerful.
Yeah, what makes it interesting? Why do I do that? Like why am I going to spend the next 23 Sundays not moving from my couch and watching grown men pass and hand off a football? And you know what is the drawing? Like, you know?
Yeah.
Like you can simplify into those terms and it's like that's fucking stupid, but then you look around and do anything. It's like why am I fucking living life? Like what's the point of doing anything?
Well, what do you think that is? What do you think is the point of doing anything?
I don't like to look at it from this lens.
Why not?
Because it's depressing.
No, it's not.
To me, it is.
You can say I want to be a good person and help out my community.
Okay, and then what?
Then you do that.
Fantastic.
What, you don't want to do that?
I want to do it, but even like, I guess. But what does it matter? Even if you do that, everyone's gonna die anyway.
Sure.
That's why I don't like looking at it.
I think it brings you fulfillment. What do you think about the word fulfillment?
I think I like it, but it's hard to. For me, it's hard to like know what's fulfilling and what's not fulfilling. Like I don't think about it on a day-to-day basis.
Does it feel a little bit fulfilling when you like look at your investment account and you're like, I've invested this money, that was a good thing that I've done?
Yeah, but I don't know if that's more like self-validation or fulfillment. Like I'm not gonna look back at my life and be like, oh my god, I'm so smart for investing money right now. And maybe that's just maybe I don't have a lot of pride. Maybe I don't have a lot of pride.
But maybe you'll feel fulfilled if you like have that money in the future and you can give it to your son who wants to go to college.
Yeah, but what if I never have kids?
I don't know about that. You can still help out your community. Help out other kids.
I guess. I don't know. Those ideas don't like.
I disagree with that.
I mean, maybe
I don't think that's even possible to not have things that are fulfilling.
I'm not saying I don't have things that aren't fulfilling. It's just like those. I don't know if those are like on the top of my mind at all times. You know.
Like, what's more fulfilling than when you give someone something? Like when you sacrifice something from yourself and give it to someone else, and they're like very grateful for it. What's a better feeling than that?
Winning a bet.
Winning a bet.
No, I mean.
What's more fulfilling than that? Even a super tiny thing.
Right.
Like when you let someone go, when you're driving and you're like, oh, you can go, and they're like, thank you, and they wave and they say thank you so much. Like you're like, oh yeah, that's a good feeling. I sacrificed something for myself or someone else, and they're grateful for it. That's a good feeling. That's like the bottom, very minimal thing, but like there's bigger degrees to that. You know, like maybe you come home and you bring your sister something that she likes. I don't know what she likes.
I don't know.
And she's like, wow, you got that for me? Thank you so much. Isn't that a really good feeling? That, but on the grand scale of your life.
I think in a sense, I do that every day. And I don't even realize it or acknowledge it.
Right.
Where like, me hanging out with people or like talking to my parents or like talking to my sister and like engaging in conversations with people, I think that's fulfilling no matter what, because I know like those are my friends and my family and they need me, and like they could just not give a shit about me at all or not talk to me at all, and it, like they talk to me for a reason and talk like, so I think just that in itself, I think that's fulfilling enough for me where like, I mean, there aren't things that I like, it does feel like everything you explain obviously feels good to do, but it's not like, it doesn't feel like that's the grand point of life to me. I don't know.
I disagree. I think you've given me zero things that are the grand point of life.
Because I don't think there is a point to this shit.
No?
Not really.
So then...
Why am I here?
So why do you do anything then?
That's why I don't like talking about it this way, because it's like, it's just depressing. Why do anything? Why am I talking to you right now? Why don't I just end it now?
Because you can...
Fulfill people, yeah.
You can have a fulfilling life, yeah. That's the whole point of everything.
Right.
Why do you want to talk to girls?
To reproduce.
Right.
Right.
Because it's fulfilling.
I mean, I guess. It doesn't really matter that much because those kids will die, and also you're gonna die.
So then why the fuck are you investing?
To reap. So, I mean, because that's what I've been told to do. I mean, I'm not gonna fucking piss away my opportunity while I'm here. It doesn't matter. I'm so grateful to live this life and be here. Every day is a blessing, and that's a true statement.
It is.
Every day you wake up is a fucking great day to be alive, no matter how shitty it looks. And I'm not, I think maybe I've like misconstrued my ideas and all this through the last couple things I've said, but like every day you're here is great because you get to talk to people and you get to live a life and be, a lot of us are healthy and happy at some point in the day and can be fully functional, where there's people out there who don't have that. And there's, people who haven't even made it out of fucking the womb. People got aborted, and we're lucky enough to make it out and be this very specific.
Holy Lord, we're not talking politics.
I'm just saying. No, it's not a politic. I'm just saying. People, like, your parents' sperm and egg had to match up perfectly to create this fucking one person. And of all, like, looking just at your parents' life, the fact that they met and, everything happened that way, it's crazy that we're here. So it's obviously, I'm not going to fucking piss away my opportunity and just bullshit and be like, bro, why am I here, blah, blah, blah.
What opportunity?
To live.
That's it? You're just going to live?
Yeah. That's how I look at it.
You're just going to live and, like, only, like, care about yourself and feed yourself and have fun with yourself.
Did I say that? I said to fucking talk to your parents and talk to your family and live life to the fullest. I'm saying every day is like, I feel like shit when I don't do shit. Like,
if you never could talk to another human ever again,
it wouldn't be worth it.
You might as well kill yourself.
Yeah. I don't know, but
If you could never even like see a real human in real life ever.
It would depend on what I would be doing at that time, but
I think so.
Mostly, I'd agree with you.
And but that's what I'm trying to say is that it's all about other people, and if it's all about other people, like, and also making other people happy, like, is the thing that makes you the happiest. Unless you're a psychopath or sociopath, then that's got to mean something. It can't all be for nothing. Right. Why would we even think that?
It's not all for nothing. I'm not saying that. I mean, it's just, like, I'm saying you can view all my whole spiel for the last couple minutes has been you can view it from the depressing side of shit, and you can view it from the side I'm talking about now, and those are the, like, there is a sense in both where it's like you're refuting what I'm saying that nothing matters with the positive thing that I'm saying that every, like, you know what I mean, like, it's nothing to me is like a flat congruent, oh, nothing matters, or like every day is a blessing and we're like really lucky to be here, and every you want to fulfill people and make happy. I think it's a mix of both where like nothing can be fully true, and there's aspects of both of it that inspire the other. Like, the whole point of me saying why am I here to fulfill people's life is like, because if not, then I'm just fucking here to die. And the other way around it is saying like, what's the fucking point of fulfilling people's life? I'm just here to die. You know, I think it feeds off each other. If that made any sense, what I just said.
Yeah, that kind of made sense, but I don't know. I think it's too nihilistic for me. I think you should have an aim.
And if you evaluate my life, you know I'm not living by. I'm just fucking here to do whatever, and I don't give a shit. Like, you know I care, and I try and lift people up, and I try and, like, I don't want to be on a high horse.
No, but it's a fun game to play.
No, it is.
It's a fun game to play.
We're literally talking about the meaning of life.
No, right? but it's a fun game to play. Is to say like, why are you like, what are you doing here right now?
Right.
No, what are you doing here right now?
Right now?
Yeah.
I'm talking to you on this fucking bullshit.
Why?
Because it's fun, and we decided that would be something we do, and I don't care. I like doing it. I like talking to you and getting your ideas. And
well, let's pick one of those things. You just said 3 things. Pick one.
Which one?
What's the main reason that you're here doing this bullshit with me?
Because I like hanging out with my friends.
Why?
Because sometimes it's fun. Most of the time it's fun.
Why is it fun?
Because we can joke and have fun and go back and forth, and it feels good. Why
does it feel good?
Because sometimes you need that social. I mean, for me, I feel like I'm an ambivert. Sometimes I need that social extroversion, and sometimes I need to be by myself. Like last night, I didn't do shit. Just watch a movie in my room by myself. I don't care. But I do like. I'd rather be with other people because it feels like a waste of time if I'm just by myself rotting doing nothing.
So why would you rather be with other people?
Because it feels like a waste of time if I'm by myself.
Why does it feel like a waste of time?
Because what's the fucking point of just doing shit by yourself when you can hang out with other people, and you're fucking pulling the Uno reverse on me, which is fine, but...
Well, you just Uno reversed yourself.
Yeah, no, I know.
You're going in a loop right now.
I'm looping. Tyler Loop.
Your reason for not wanting to be alone is so that you're not alone.
I don't care. I mean, I can...
You're not alone.
I'm exaggerating.
So why is being alone bad?
It's not. I enjoy both parts of it, where I just said I'm an ambivert. I can fucking fuck off, like... And you know this is true. I could go a month and not talk to any of you guys and not give a shit and not talk to my parents. Like, I could literally just live by myself for a month and not really care. And, like, I could see, like, maybe there is a certain basic level of interaction where, like, I go into work and, like, 2 people say hi to me and I can just go home. And then I live off that interaction. Like, there are parts of me that I don't care that much. But it would be, like, obviously talking to people and hanging out with friends is way better than, like...
Why?
Because you can, I don't know... It's what makes it good for you? I'm flipping it on you.
You can flip it on me.
I feel like I'm trying to explain it, but it's not getting through.
Oh, it's interesting. It's just interesting.
No, I agree.
It's the same thing we've been talking about for the past 10 minutes, but...
Why are you here? Why are you talking to me right now on this? What do you care? Why don't you just go home to Boston?
So that I can have a net... So that I can continue to have a network of good friends that I can hang out with.
But what does that matter?
It matters so that I can live in a society where people respect me, and I can give things to people, and people can give things to me,
But why does that
like
matter?
happiness.
You just want to be happy. That's it for yourself.
No, I don't want to be happy, but I think
You
that
don't want to be
matters.
happy.
I think that matters because I think that makes there be a better chance for me to be a good person and like be a good person in society.
But who judges if you're a good person or a bad person?
God.
Oh.
I mean, who else would judge if you're a good person or a bad person? A judge in a court.
Technically, yeah. I mean, so you believe in God?
Well, I don't know if I do, but I think you kind of have to.
Yeah, it'd be nice if there was a God.
Otherwise, what do you like? What? Why? Like, how do? How
So
do?
that's
How do?
your driving.
How do you know what's right or wrong?
So I had to give a whole fucking bullshit explanation. You can just say, "Oh, God got me."
Well, no, I'm just not actually God, but like, how do you know if anything that you do is right or wrong?
Because what we've been raised on. I mean, that's how we. That's how we're supposed to be taught and whatever. But it doesn't like.
So
yeah, God could just be like, you should.
So what you've been raised on, which is kind of like.
It makes sense.
Like New England, Judeo-Christian values.
Yep.
Yeah. So there you go, God. So God is the reason that you know what's right and wrong.
I would disagree.
You disagree?
What if there was no God?
Well, I'm not saying there's God, but religion.
Right.
Religion's the reason that you know what's right and wrong.
Maybe.
I think probably. Right?
I mean, I think religion started a lot of it before we were even thoughts in the back of our great like ancestors' minds.
So if
everyone needed you needed to put a code of ethics out there, or else it would just be like our race would cease to exist, or our whole species would probably cease to exist if we all just fucking killed each other and didn't give a shit.
Yeah, so code of ethics. So that's important, but you don't think religion's important?
When did I say religion wasn't important?
Well,
it's really important to the history of everything.
From knowing you, I know that you don't respect religion.
I respect. That's you're taking big leaps. I respect the fuck out of religion. I've had very deep conversations with people who are very on the complete opposite end of religion with me, and
what do you mean the complete opposite?
I'm not religious at all. I don't practice any religion. I don't believe.
But you don't. That's not true. You just said you're religious. You said that everything you think is good or bad comes from religion.
I think it's part of the history. I'm separating it. I think it's part of the history, but I don't think it's where it's where basic things were formed from religion. Like that's like almost indisputable at this point.
Okay, so then you're not religious. Do you think it would be a bad thing if everybody was not religious?
No, I don't.
You don't think a bad thing
at this point,
everybody was not religious?
At this point, I don't think so.
Why not? You don't think that you don't think that those morals and ethics that you have that make you a good person or not a good person, or someone else a good person, not a good person?
You're diluting the question. I'm saying that yes, everything was formed from religion, but people have.
But we don't need it anymore because we've already figured it out.
Yeah, I mean,
have we figured it out though?
Will we ever figure it out? What does the figuring out mean?
Figuring out. I mean, like you say, like you have your morals and ethics, and they came from a place, and that place was good. You're acknowledging that place was good, but we don't need that anymore because we already have that.
Yeah.
You don't think we're gonna drift further and further from that? As a society, that's definitely less religious than it was. Are we gonna come closer to that, or drift further from that, or stay the same distance from it?
I think stay the same. I think all the important things have already been like. I don't really care if people are gay or whatever. Let's change over time. Like it doesn't. I don't think any of the changes will be significant enough to make it matter so much that we've like veered off the side of the road.
You think the option of it getting a tiny bit closer to religion, a tiny bit farther, not to religion, a tiny bit closer to your morals and ethics, a tiny bit farther from your morals or ethics, or the exact same, would be the same if no one was religious right now, or if slowly it drifted off to nobody becoming religious.
In like a societal aspect, I don't know. I don't know how people would react. I mean, I'm not religious.
Can we eliminate closer to the morals or ethics so it's either the same or worse, farther from it?
You don't know, man. Maybe people get their shit together.
I don't know. Do you think it's a good thing that Do you think that's a good thing that Leah Thomas won the national championship or whatever the hell she won?
We don't talk politics in the show.
That's not politics.
Yes, it is.
This is ethics and morals.
This is a very disputed politics.
Do you think it's a good?
I'm not answering this question.
This is disputed politics.
I'm not answering this question.
Okay, what's something else that has to do with morals and ethics? That's a question right now. That's not political.
I don't know, but I don't think. I think we're at the point where, I'm just looking at myself in the mirror and saying, if I was, I don't believe in religion at all. I've never believed in religion in my life. Like, I don't think I understand your point, but I don't think.
But you just admitted that all of your morals and ethics come from religion.
So are you saying in a society where there was never any religion?
No, I'm saying right now.
Yeah, I don't think it would matter that much.
I don't know. You think
shit would go haywire and like people without believing in God would just be like, fuck it, I'm just gonna like destroy the world because fuck it.
No, I don't think that. I think slowly your morals and ethics would drift from right now, which I think is for the most part great. I mean, think about like the things that go for granted that like every American agrees on. Like a lot of Muslim people,
which is nothing.
Like a lot of Muslim people are like, my wife, she can't show her face, she can't show her hair. Like if my daughter has sex before marriage with someone that we like don't agree with, like, we'll stone her to death.
Right. But that's religious, though.
That is religious.
Yeah. So you don't think people should have sex before marriage?
But that's an ethic. But that's an ethic that comes from a religion. You know?
Yeah. So you're feeding into what I'm saying, where that wouldn't happen anymore if people weren't religious.
Well, why would that not happen anymore? But your good morals and ethics would still happen.
Well, those people...
You have good morals and ethics.
I?
They think they have good morals and ethics.
What's good morals and ethics?
You think you have good morals and ethics. They think they have good morals and ethics. Why does not having
but if they didn't have God, if they didn't have God, would they care anymore about? They would still stone their daughter to death.
Well, would you still do the things that your argument was society would still have all the same morals and ethics if religion stopped happening.
Okay, so you're trying to fucking get me again.
Of course I'm trying to get you.
I don't think it would, I mean, then it would be the same. It wouldn't matter.
It wouldn't matter.
Because everyone's been raised off those religious things anyway, so right now if we just veered off the side and people became less religious, they would just default on the religious values they've been told before anyway, so it wouldn't matter. They would still stone people, and people who are Christian would do whatever, and people who weren't religious would do whatever. So it would be this exact same, because they would already have those bases of values. They teach their kids those values. Same thing over and over again. There's no development. There's no anti-development. It's just the same basis.
But there's definitely development.
In what way?
In the way of, like, gay people couldn't get married 20 years ago.
Right. But we slightly veer off that path, but that's not going to lead into anything, like, super substantial that would change the world. You
don't think so?
I mean, it would change the world, but not in a worse.
Gay marriage changed the world.
It did change the world, but in my opinion, in a positive way.
And that's like not even a religious thing. That's it's probably more because of non-religious people.
Right.
Yeah.
So I trust non-religion people, and the way things are going right now, it seems like people are losing religion a little bit, and I think we're doing just fine for that. But
you really think so?
You think the world's gone to shit, and we should go back to whatever year? I mean, that's fair. But
I don't think so. I think right now is the best time to be alive.
Exactly.
But I think that can change.
It can, but I don't think people losing religion
drift away from their morals and ethics. Well,
but I don't think that's directly. I mean, it is tied to religion, but I don't think what you're saying makes sense to me. Where everyone just becomes slightly less religious, and then everyone just like stops giving a shit about anything and just fucks. Like that's. I don't think that's gonna happen.
I don't know. It's a pretty bold statement to make.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe if everyone became atheists or agnostics, then the world would just be.
So then, what do you base your morals on? Just like what it was always, and you can't change ever. Society changes.
You can change. Yeah, everything changes. But I don't think
our ethics don't change, but then AI becomes like 99% of everything. They like run everything. Things are gonna have to change.
Would that matter if religion is not involved or not?
I mean, I don't. If it happens slowly, if it happens over 1,000 years, I think so. I mean, like the Bible has changed their thing to say like, "Hey, slavery is actually not good." Where the Bible only says slavery is not good.
Right.
and hey, gay people actually can exist because we realize that that's a fucked up thing, you know?
Yeah, and those have both been positive changes. So I don't understand your point of saying like you're saying that without if everyone just became less religious, then like everyone would just lose their morals and have like worse morals. Where I think it could go both ways, and either way, nothing would be so significant that the world would stop functioning. I mean, the population has gone up over time, and there's more and more people every year. So I don't think it would be like even if we, I mean, if we lose people, it'll be because they're like trying to shrink the population, which maybe we'll run out of shit. But that's beyond the point. I think I don't think it would result in this like apocalypse and everyone's fighting forever and bullshit. I think it would be a-okay either way. Either everyone slightly leans this way or slightly leans that way. Nothing significant enough to disarm or harm the human race enough to make an impact if religion was lost.
Do you think a declining population's bad?
Not necessarily.
No.
I mean, China limits people to have one or two kids, right? I don't think that's out of the question for the United States in the next like 50 years, or the world in general. I mean, did you read that book where you're only allowed to have one or two kids, and the third kid's born has to like hide his whole life? It's like a whole series.
No, is that The Great Gatsby?
No.
Is that the Grapes? Is that The Grapes of Wrath? What's that one book that I never read, but like it ends with the guy? It's something like The Grapes of Wrath, or a dark black, something like that. What? It's like at the end of the book, the guy is like sucking on the tit of a woman. It's like an old man sucking on a woman's tit.
I have no idea.
What's that called?
I don't think population loss is bad. I mean,
Brave New World. Do you ever read that?
I didn't read Brave New World.
Yeah, neither did I.
I don't think declining population's that bad. Do you ever worry about that we're gonna run out of water, run out of food eventually?
No.
You never worry about that?
No, because we have the sun.
Right.
The sun gives us energy. I mean,
but the sun only gives us
in 2 billion years it won't.
The sun gives us only so much energy, right?
Yeah, but
you think there's a max number of people we can sustain on this earth, or do you think it can just go forever?
There's definitely a max number of people we can sustain on this earth, but I don't think we'll ever come close to hitting that number.
Why not?
Because the birth rates are declining, and the population's going to max out at like 9 or 10 billion, and then it's going to rapidly decline.
What's going to make it decline?
People not being religious.
So it all ties together.
Yeah, I mean, you can look at any like population chart. Like for right now, it's like for every 100 Koreans, they will have all 100 of them total will have 4
offspring,
great grandchildren. 100 people have 4 great grandchildren, whereas like 100 people 100 years ago have like 4,000 great grandchildren.
Yeah, because the fucking baby boomers were fucking anything they saw.
Yeah, but like 0 people's bad.
Yeah.
Or is it?
No, I think there'd be benefits to both. To having a lot of people and not having a lot of people.
Yeah, this is supposed to be you interviewing me. I feel like I've been interviewing you for.
Yeah, you kind of just took the. There's no interview. It's never has been an interview format.
When you invited me here, you said, "Can I interview you?"
It's a free flowing conversation. I mean, I've tried to ask you. I've tried to turn it on you a couple of times and ask you your opinions, but.
About what?
About everything. About that, most everything that you've asked me, which I think you're a good person to bring on here because you can just bring all the shit out. Like, I never would have talked about any of the stuff we talked about until you've prompted it, you know? And I don't think this was ever an interview where I'm going to sit here and ask you and have a set list of questions to ask you or have things that I want to ask you. I think it's better to just, I mean, we started with a fucking random conversation and now we're an hour in and have talked about random ass shit. You know, I think that's to me, that's a good podcast where you can just, I mean, all the fans, if you made it this far, you know who I'm talking about. Shoot the shit. This is what you want. You got it. We're just fucking spewing about random bullshit.
I think this is a pretty non-entertaining podcast.
You don't think so?
Well, I don't know.
what would make an entertaining podcast? Do you think?
If it was an interview.
All right, I'll fucking ask the robot too. Then I'll interview you.
There's a robot too. Those are my favorite. Those were my favorite things. When he's like, "Oh, can I have a mac and cheese too?" And he's like, "There's a mac and cheese too." You know, like a movie. Like a movie might be like Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
All right. An hour in, we're starting the Dubcast interview. This is what everyone came for. This will be the most entertaining podcast episode. Here we go.
Thank you.
So I've prepared a couple questions for you, Cameron.
Thank you.
Because
That's nice
you're an
of you.
esteemed guest and friend, and we definitely don't have anything to talk about, so I'm going to have to ask you questions to prompt stuff up. So here we go. Question number 1. What's something you've always wanted to do but haven't done yet?
Wow. That's a great question. Something I've always wanted to do but haven't done
Also,
yet.
they say if you say that's a great question, that's you stalling for an answer, so just keep that in mind.
That's what they said on Monday's episode of PMT.
Yep.
Dude, so I'm on the airplane heading home the other day. And
so you're, once again, this is...
It's an aside. We're going to weave back. And this is also, I can say the story while I'm trying to think about my answer.
Yeah. Got it. Interviewee completely dissuades first question and dives into us.
And like every time you're in a setting like that where there's tons of people and like especially a plane, you're going to be sitting next to someone for 3 hours.
Right.
This guy sits next to me. He's like my age, looks just like me. He sits down. I'm like, "Man, what's up?" He's like, And then like 2 minutes.
You would say what's up to them?
Well, I just was like, "Hey, how's it going?"
I never would say that.
You wouldn't even say hey. You would just look forward and not even like acknowledge their existence.
Watch my movie or read my book.
But like when they first came on to sit next to me, like I was already in the seat. And
I wouldn't. Like, I'd maybe give like a slight head
It's
nod.
pretty much like an acknowledgement that we're gonna sit next to each other for 3 hours, and that's all it is. It's like
I would never.
You're a human. It's like okay, we're both people. Anyways,
I don't
2 minutes later, I'm listening to PMT.
Right. I thought you quit.
Well, I told you I don't. This is the first time I've listened to PMT all year because
Okay.
it's like back in football season now.
When the show
And
starts.
the guy, I do like the Mount Rushmores are good, yeah. And but the guy sitting next to me, he also like I see on his phone that he's listening to PMT. I'm like, yo, look at this, and I like show him that. He's like,
This guy doesn't want to fucking talk to you.
I know, but still, you can acknowledge that that's a pretty fun thing that we're both listening to the same podcast at the same time.
I would be ashamed if someone said that to me. Be like,
Well, anyways, I was like, wow, me and this guy are so similar. He had like Zins in his pocket, and then well, whatever.
Got it. Okay.
But that was kind of like a sad moment for me because I was like, look at this is so neat. I was like, what? I was gonna be like, what are you going to Boston for? But he was like, oh, whatever, listening to the same podcast. Go fuck yourself. So one thing that I wanted to do for a while.
So what was the whole point of that? What was the point of that story? Was there like a lesson gained from that? Because I feel like if I were you, I'd be like, maybe.
There was no lesson from that. That was an aside because you said
PMT.
You said when people say "great question," it's just them stalling for time, and that's you. Why'd you say that?
Because I listen to PMT.
There you go. Weave's been woven.
Okay.
So I didn't really come up with an answer, but I don't really have a bucket list, but I really wanted to do a muscle up for a while. I did a muscle up the other day, and I was pretty happy about that.
So that's a wrong answer because it's something you've never done.
Right, but that's something that I did do that I had never done like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, but you did it, so please come up with an answer. Sorry, this is a very...
What was the question? What's something that I'd never done that I wish I'd done?
This is a very rigorous interview.
It is rigorous. Have a child. Next question.
Always wanted to do but haven't yet. Yeah.
Have a child.
Can we talk about that or no?
What?
You wanted to have a kid? Was that serious or?
What do you mean?
When
just now when I said that?
No, when you
a
said
second ago.
A couple minutes ago to somebody that was on the phone with you.
I was on the phone with someone.
Yeah.
And I said, I'd like to impregnate you, and she was like, I don't know about that. We'd have to date first. Yeah, I would. I think it would be a lot of fun.
You think you're ready for kids?
Probably not. But when's anyone ever ready for kids? Maybe that was a bad answer to your question. You have anything else prepared? I answered your question.
Yeah, I've only had question 1 of 10.
You've spent a lot of time preparing. It seemed like. For this
interview. Yeah. No, these are really like thought out and flushed out. What's one of the most significant life or lessons life has taught you so far?
Know your limits. Drinking alcohol.
Interesting. Very,
Alcohol is a very dangerous drug, and
very
it's
niche.
demonic.
Very pointed, I feel like.
You know, we're a slave. We're a slave to the time that we are in.
True.
You know. What was the question again?
I feel like you're being, no offense, a bad interviewee right now.
What? I'm trying to answer these questions truthfully. And
What's one of the most significant The question is one of the most one of the most significant lessons life has taught you so far, and you just don't drink that much.
What's it? Rule number? I don't know what rule it is. Treat.
People with respect.
Don't compare yourself.
I like this.
Don't compare yourself to someone else today. How about this? I'll start over. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who someone else is today. I think that's a good one.
How'd you learn that?
A book, but then also you go to the gym, because forever I was scared to go to the gym because I'm weak and I'm small and I'm bad at the gym, you know, like I still am.
Right.
And all the people in there are big and they've gone to the gym for a while, and it's like, oh no, they're judging me because I'm bad at the gym.
But are they judging you,
And
or are you just thinking they're judging you?
They don't care.
Yeah, no.
Obviously, but then I started going to the gym more, and I was like, oh, look at this, I'm getting stronger. This is so great. And then I look around and I'm like, oh, I'm so strong. Like, I can't believe how much stronger I am, and I'm such a strong person. And I look around and I'm like, oh yeah, that guy's like a pretty normal guy, and he's got way bigger muscles and can lift way more than me. And then I'm like, but that doesn't matter,
Right.
because I'm still.
Because you're happy with your physique anyway. That's how.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Is that a good answer?
I did like that answer.
Thank you. Great question.
Another question I've really thought about a lot. If you could live anywhere in the world for a year, where would it be and why?
I don't know. For some reason, like a few months ago, I started trying to learn Russian. I don't really remember what my original reason was, but I think it would be cool to go somewhere like that, or somewhere in.
John Bernthal lived. I don't know if I was talking about this. Was I talking about this to you about John Bernthal? He went to acting school in Russia, and it
Oh yeah, I've heard that before.
taught him a lot. It was on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Right, that makes sense.
Back when I used to listen to him.
Same, honestly.
But he went to Russia for like an acting school and like had some interactions and shit. And I mean, John Barthel's had some like, he used to have like temper tantrum and stuff. But I don't know. It seemed like it wasn't the worst thing in the world.
Anyways,
we were talking about You weren't there when we were talking about Snowden. Who were they talking about that to? Oh, I think we were talking about the Derny and about Snowden.
Anyways, my answer would probably be in the Amazon with like a more developed. Not like a tribe, but like a more developed place that's like within the Amazon. And why?
The Amazon Hotel.
The Amazon headquarters in Seattle. No, the Amazon rainforest, because I think it'd be interesting to connect with nature. I think you'll learn a lot from nature and all the animals.
But what? You just believe that's the most like rich place with nature, and that's something where you want to be.
Yeah, I think it's a rich nature place.
Okay.
And I think it'd be interesting to live there and kind of get like a more.
But you've been.
But I get like
a lot of your
lifestyle.
talk in this podcast so far has been about connecting with other people. Do you think it'd be hard to connect with people if you live in the Amazon?
No, I think you connect much more with someone who's like not on their phone all the time, because they're like not doing like.
You're Aaron Rodgers and ayahuasca. Got it.
Yeah, I take ayahuasca with other people.
Yeah.
Of course.
Sorry, I'm making that. That was a good answer. Interesting answer. I don't think the Amazon would be in my top like 25 places. Next question.
PG.
What's a hobby or skill you've always wanted to learn but never had the chance? We're young. What's something you want to...
Never had the chance.
Yeah.
I feel like there's something... I feel like I can't even say anything for this because I've had the chance to do everything. Like what? I can't even think of anything that I haven't had the chance to do. Like go in a submarine and go see the Titanic. I haven't had the chance to do that. Things that like... I guess go to space, but that's not a hobby. There's not really any hobbies that you haven't had the chance to do. Playing the NBA? I
don't know if that'd be a hobby. That'd be like a job.
Right.
Yeah, maybe a bad question. Sorry. Alright, what's something, you've always, maybe that you've wanted to do, but forget the second part of the question, where you could have had the chance to do it, but you haven't. Like, what's something you look back and be like, I wish I did more. Like, I think, for me, I wish I played more soccer and gave up on baseball and just played soccer instead. I think that would have been more fun, because I think soccer is a cool game.
Are you asking like a major regret?
Not a major regret, just something you wish you had. Like I want to play more. I want to play more soccer, or trying to think of something else. Maybe like I should have been more pursuing of like sports cars at times because there was like a big boom in 2020 and I would have been able to sell a lot of stuff. Like there's different reasons for everything, obviously, but maybe I should have like tried harder at streaming when I was in high school because I'm just gonna end up doing this shit anyway, so I might as well build a following. You know, I think there's you can take this question as lightly or as deeply as you want, and not just avoid it.
I wish I did a lot of things. I wish I moved up a grade.
What would be the point of that?
I think if I was more challenged in school, I would have a better work ethic, and I think having a better work ethic is better.
Okay.
But that could just be like my temperament and not have to do with my schooling.
If you could spend a day with any historical figure, who would it be and what would you ask them?
Oh, shoot. I had a good answer for this a few days ago. I forgot it, though. Probably Thomas Jefferson. I don't know. This is just a random name that came to mind.
He wouldn't be on my list. But
well,
what would you ask Thomas Jefferson?
Well, the thing is that he's like he's a founding father, and like I don't know if you can attribute like some of the genius ideas that the founding fathers had what were to him. I don't know how many of those ideas you can attribute to him, but he definitely cared about it to a degree. I mean, he might have just cared about being a politician, like a lot of people just care about being like Trump. Probably just cares about being famous, you know.
Yeah.
So it could have been something like that. Like that definitely could be possible. But like he was a guy with a lot of smart ideas, and he always said like slavery's bad, but then
didn't he have slaves?
He had slaves.
Right.
He had children with his slaves, and he kept those children like those. He like and when he died, he like wrote in his will like these people are still slaves.
Yeah.
Like my own children.
Did you fart?
I don't think so.
Okay. So what would you ask him about? Just that?
I'd be like, what's up with that, man?
Of everyone that's ever lived, that's what you want to do is ask Thomas Jefferson.
That's just what came to my mind. I definitely have other things I want to ask other people.
Fair enough. Anything else before I move on?
I guess you can move on. These are hard questions, dude.
You wanted to be interviewed. I'm interviewing you.
Okay.
This one's a softball.
There aren't that many specific questions to me. Like these could kind of be asked to anybody, but okay.
Now you want me to tailor this shit to you? What do you want to talk about your fucking time in college?
Well, whatever. What question were you gonna ask?
Maybe next time I'll get a better interview. I'll input your details and.
What question were you gonna ask?
Disregard that part. These are organically made questions.
Okay.
This is an easy question, I think. What's your go-to?
Every night after I eat my dinner, I have peanut butter, and I really enjoy that part of my day. What question were you gonna ask?
Funny. What's your go-to comfort food or drink?
It's peanut butter.
Okay.
Next question.
Did you see that coming?
Yes.
Oh. Are you reading these?
I accidentally read that one.
Sorry. Okay. But I'm not,
Good question.
You just raw dog it with a spoon?
Yeah, or a fork.
Okay.
It's a very cohesive, thing.
Got it.
Liquid.
If you could change one thing about the world.
Sometimes I'll eat it with an apple.
Yeah, that's a good combo.
I like a green
Peanut
apple.
butter toast is pretty good as well.
Peanut butter toast is good. Bananas. Peanut butter toast with bananas on top. I feel like you're not a big banana guy, are you?
I used to be, but I don't. I had a banana recently, but I don't really fuck with bananas. Back to the interview. If you could change one thing about the world, what would it be?
It would be making people not want to be victims ever. I think that's a horrible way to live your life.
Okay, we're getting the wrap-up signal from the producer.
That's a bad answer.
Just make people not want to be. I mean, there's worse answers. I don't think that's a terrible answer.
If I could change one thing about the world,
Victim mindsets are bad in a lot of scenarios.
I don't know. I have such like a small view. I feel like as Americans we have such an American view. I want to say like no money in politics, or like
Solve world hunger.
or like pharmaceutical companies like can't do things, but I don't know. Solve world hunger. That's pretty cool.
People would never be hungry, I guess you could say, for an official answer.
Change things. People have to be hungry
Okay, so you wouldn't
for
change.
people to be full.
So you wouldn't change that.
Let them die.
Who or what
Let them starve.
inspires you the most right now?
My mom always inspires me a lot
How come?
because she's really hardworking and always tries to do the right thing, and is always nice to people even when she's in a bad mood. I think that's a good way to go about life. If you do those three things, you're gonna be a good person in life.
All right. We got two. It's sort of easy ones to wrap this up. What's the most memorable trip or vacation you've ever had?
Well, I went to Greece for 3 months, and that was like probably just gonna be the best 3 months of my life.
Okay. What made it so great?
Being with so many people and sharing meals with people.
You don't think you could take another trip and share meals with people?
Well, but
I'm sorry.
it was
The way
bananas.
you said that made me laugh.
It was bananas.
No,
though.
I completely.
It was the first year of freshman year. So it was like first semester of college, and it was 200 people living in 2 hotels. It's like high school, but everyone lived in the same house. Like, imagine how crazy that would be, and how much fun that would be. And we didn't really have that many rules.
It would be, yeah. I think there would be downsides to it though. I mean, it sounds like you had a great time and everything worked out well, but
A lot of people didn't like it, but most people, I think,
Yeah.
maybe not most people. I'd say like half people really, really liked it. Maybe like a third or a quarter, maybe a fifth, or like me, where they say like that's just the best 3 months ever. We're never gonna beat that. But
gotcha.
I think most people enjoyed it.
Okay. Last question in the interview, unless you want more questions. If you were to write a book about your life, what would the title be?
Cocaine and strippers.
Is this
Cocaine and strippers, a monologue.
what's the basis behind that?
I don't know. I think that would be cool. I think that would be a badass title. I've never been to a strip club or done cocaine.
Okay, thank you. Me neither. Well, I have been to a strip club. Were you? No, you weren't there.
I've never been to a strip club.
I guess that was. I don't know if that was technically a strip club. All right. So that wraps up the interview with the 10 questions. Did you want more questions or?
I feel like those questions weren't even like tailored to me at all. Like, if you're interviewing me specifically,
What's tailored to you? What does that mean?
it means that you could ask anybody all those questions.
Wouldn't that be a good way to interview guests on the podcast?
No, it would be a better way to do it would be like specific things like based on my interests.
So what's
or
one
like,
what's one good question I could ask you? You think tailored to you?
I don't know. Something about how I'm an engineer. Something about living in Boston. Something about
All right.
having a girlfriend who doesn't want to be my girlfriend. Something about college. Something about living alone. My other interests.
You don't live alone, do you?
Money or not living with your parents. It's alright. You don't have to do it now.
I'm answering a text.
Oh my god, it's 2:40. Yo, we should hit truckers. We're golfing tomorrow at noon, so we should hit truckers before that, which means wake up like at the latest at 10.
Oh, I've got 10 tailored questions for you.
We should wake up at the latest at 10.
Okay. I've got 10 tailored questions for you.
We're having a sleepover. We're having a slumber party.
We're
gonna do these more rapid fire, but I don't think,
Alright,
people can last more.
What was
than
your
an hour.
favorite memory from your 4 years at Northeastern?
My favorite memory, scuba diving in Halkidiki and seeing an octopus change colors.
Sounds
They can
amazing.
change. They can change colors. Did you know that?
No,
It was about the size
octopuses?
of my fist. Yeah,
That's cool.
and it was black, and then it turned sand colored and disappeared.
It disappeared how it
It
blended in.
like yeah, it camouflaged the sand and like moved slowly away.
Okay. How did living in Boston shape your perspective on the world or your career?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I think a big thing that I learned living in Boston is that when you're surrounded by so many people, they just become obstacles, and they don't become people. Most people that you know are tools, it's not obstacles, right? Because like people are a tool. Like you can buy something from someone, you can hang out with someone, have fun with someone, or they're just irrelevant, and it's like you just like see them over there, and that's fine. But people literally become obstacles, and you stop liking people more, and despite having so many people around you that are all like good people. That's a really hard realization that I had.
I like it. What's something you learned in school that you still use every day?
I learned in school and I study it every day. Oh Christ. Um. Hmm. Is that like in my job? I learned. I
Take it
learned
however you want.
every day. I use it, and I learned it in
Have you
school.
learned anything that you use every day?
My fingers.
You learned your fingers?
I learned how to type. I learned how to type in college,
Bam.
and I type every day. I'm probably up to almost like 35 words per minute now. I was doing this
Did you not have
until the middle of my sophomore year of college. I was doing
Did you
this.
not have keyboarding class in middle school?
I did. I just did this when the teacher wasn't looking.
Oh, okay. If you could relive one semester at Northeastern, what would it be and why?
Well, I think we kind of already covered this.
Great Greece semester.
Yeah.
What's your favorite spot in Boston to just hang out or unwind?
Oh, there's a lot of good spots to hang out and unwind. You find a nice little park. I'm not really a big hang out and unwind guy. I walk around Boston a lot. I really like walking and seeing all the people and the chaos and everything moving around at once. A lot of like movement and stuff like that. 'Cause I'm like a neurotic person.
Okay. So you just kind of
Because my brain's
you kind
always
of
like
enjoy
I'm
the
always like the
you
chaos.
kind of just enjoy the chaos
Yeah,
rather
like
than
when I
chaos
used to
just
live
sounds-
right next to where the train would come by, and at nighttime it would go, "Da-ding, ba-bing, ba-ding, da-ding," and then that would put me right to sleep.
That sounds miserable.
I know, but not for me. It puts me right to sleep.
Okay. Switching gears here. How do you balance your relationship with girlfriend's name while still keeping things casual, not officially dating?
Oh, I don't do it very well at all. Balance my relationship. I think I just try to treat it. I kind of try to ignore it and be optimistic about it because I'm still young, but also at the same time getting older. So I kind of like
You feel that need to like have kids.
jab at her, and I'm like, hey, I don't want to die alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, hey, but very casually.
So it's like kind of like a back and forth thing.
What?
It's kind of like a back and forth thing where like it's you guys aren't anything official, but you kind of like throw those little feelers out there to maybe balance that out and make it, a little bit better on yourself and
Yeah.
try and like push it.
I also like try to be like, all right, listen, this is like a thing that we're gonna talk about. I also don't throw feelers out. I throw like fastballs.
Yeah. Okay.
Two seam.
What's something about Boston that you think people outside of the city don't fully appreciate?
I think people don't fully appreciate that it's like the most crime-free city in the world. I was talking to Rod. Rod was randomly just like,
Rob mentioned.
Rob was like, oh, I got a notification the other day. It said, Boston's the #1 city in the world. And I was like, oh, that's pretty crazy. Kind of surprising, but also not that surprising. Like, there's no crime. It's kind of a nice place to live. It's very diverse.
Yep. Has living in a big city like Boston changed how you think about your career or life goals?
I think so. I think the people in Boston are very similar to Rhode Islanders, except they're more like high strung and hardworking, and I kind of like that. That's why I kind of like coming down here, because like people down here are like the same as people from Massachusetts, but they're more chill. Would you agree with that?
I don't think I spent enough time in Boston to really.
But just like Massachusetts in general, like everyone there's like super like career oriented, you know.
Well, I mean, you go to Cape Cod and people are just kind of living free there.
That's true. They do kind of do that, but those people already did the whole like
Yeah.
Looking to do a hard thing.
They did the Matrix already.
They did the Matrix, yeah.
What's the most Boston thing you've done since you moved there?
Scream at people driving through Boston. I did that like in the past week. I've screamed at so many people driving.
Okay.
And I've like been like, what are you doing? Cross the street.
Do you think someday you'll get a Boston accent?
No one has a Boston accent in Boston.
Okay. Last question. If you were to plan the perfect
like
date,
1 in 1,000 people that live in Boston with a Boston accent.
If you were to plan the
At most.
if you were to plan the perfect date in Boston with your girlfriend, without the labels, where would you take her?
Without the labels?
Listen, that was part of our research.
Oh, that was the independent research that you'd done.
Yeah, we know there's not, it's nothing official, it's nothing non-official. There is something there, but without the labels is part of the question.
I think perfect date in Boston would be
Without the label.
no labels, just a date.
Yeah, perfect date though.
Perfect date. Perfect's a high standard.
It's a
I
question.
think at some point you'd go to the top of the Prudential Center, which is the tallest building, and you'd go and you'd walk around and you'd have a drink there. Maybe before
What
that.
if the girl doesn't drink?
Well, you don't have to have a drink there. The drinking part's kind of not really necessary, but it's nice. I think it's nice to have a drink. I think it loosens up conversation and makes a date more perfect.
Have a coffee or tea.
Maybe, but I think I like the nighttime more. You know.
Yeah.
For a perfect date.
So you're not like have you ever seen that movie Before Sunrise where they like coincidentally meet on a train and then just like spend the whole day together? Probably not. Ethan
that
Hawke.
sounds like a sweet story.
It's a shitty movie, but it's a good story. Yeah. So you're walking around the Prudential Center, maybe you get a drink.
Yeah, and then have good conversation. I don't have high standards. Just
simple enough.
A good conversation. Lots of laughs. LOL. Live, laugh, love.
Okay. Anything else you wanted to discuss before we?
I'm not happy unless I don't have my wine.
Anything else you wanted to discuss before we wrap up this beautiful podcast?
No. Is anything on your mind that you want me to give you advice about?
Not in front of this crowd, I don't think. But
that was gonna kind of be the second part of my question. I didn't think to say anything about it.
Yeah. I mean, we did 20 questions. We covered a lot through religion, and I feel like.
Why don't we end it on a fun note? Do you have any fun questions that you prepared for me?
Yeah, I wrote them down. Let me just get those ready.
Get the notes app up. I'm sorry, did you swipe out of it? I think it's good to end on a fun note. Don't you?
Yeah. Do you want these to be tailored to you, or because I have 2 sets?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
What are you excited for most about the NFL season this year?
The Packers.
The Packers are gonna win. Yeah, are you a Packers fan?
Yeah.
I like the Packers too. I've always been a Packers fan. Not always.
Besides that, I mean, before the season, you get really excited about like anything that's gonna happen in the season. Just like watching a random shitty Thursday night game. So I'm excited for like the first 2 or 3 weeks when I'm just not just like annoyed at the sport in general.
The first 2 or 3 weeks are so good, and it really is just like when you're like 7 hours in, week 13 on a Sunday, and you're just like
it's dreadful.
You're just purely rotting, you know.
All right. Fun note to end this out. 10 questions.
10 more?
10's the number we prepared, man. We can rapid fire. What's your go-to spot in Boston for watching a game with the boys?
Fenway Park. Or my house.
Okay. If you could design a stadium for your favorite Boston sports team, what would it look like? So say the Patriots, Red Sox, one of those teams get a new stadium.
It has a lot of big screens on it. And it's outdoors. And
so it's Gillette right now.
And the beers are less than $5.
So Gillette with cheap but not free beers.
Yeah, but it's also not cold.
So it's artificially heated.
Fenway with cheap beers.
Okay. You're at a tailgate before a Pats game. What's the first thing you're grabbing to eat?
First thing I'm grabbing, or to grabbing? Grabbing playbook.
You're at a tailgate. What's the first thing you're grabbing to eat?
Oh, I like it when there's like a chips with like a hot dip. It's like a hot, maybe like a cheesy, gooey dip, and it's warm.
Okay. Do you think this is kind of a dumb question? So you can just skip this if you want. Do you think you could engineer a better football or basketball strategy than the pros? If so, what's your first move?
I think football, more hook and ladders. Basketball, I don't know. You just don't see a lot of teams with like two really. I guess it's more of a GM thing, but like two really big, like two really good skilled centers.
Like Twin Towers.
Just like a really good Twin Towers team.
Yeah, I think that's tough in today's NBA with the stretch four. But if Northeastern gave you an honorary degree in something completely unrelated to engineering, what would it be?
Skip.
Okay. You just engineering. That's it. And okay.
Honorary degree. Skip. Skill.
Okay. This is a fun one. If you could have any current or former NFL, NBA player join your friend group for a night out in Boston, who would it be? Now, there's an easy answer, but I don't think it's as easy as you think. Because Tom Brady, I don't think would be that fun to go out with.
Dennis Rodman.
Okay.
What's the easy answer?
I was saying Tom Brady, but I don't think he'd be fun because I think he would hate it.
Paul Pierce.
You said Dennis Rodman already. Dennis or Paul Pierce?
Okay.
Which one?
Yeah, Dennis Rodman.
Okay. What's your favorite under-the-radar activity in Boston that most people wouldn't know about?
Under-the-radar activity in Boston? I think when you bike over the bridges, it's a really nice view. And biking through Boston is very convenient and fun. And a good quad workout. With also being light cardio. And anyone can do it.
Cool. What's the most epic game-watching moment? Sorry, some of these were producer, but...
I have a real story for this that's really good.
What's the most epic game-watching moment you've had with your girlfriend? Or maybe just the two of you watching together. We know there aren't any labels.
We probably haven't watched a single game together. But when I was at Northeastern, there's this thing called the Bean Pot every year.
Yep.
Have you heard of it?
Nope.
You've never heard of the Bean Pot, really?
No.
It's like a big hockey tournament that people care a lot about in Boston. Like people that are just hockey fans care a lot about. It's every year Northeastern, Harvard, BC, and BU have like a 4-man tournament, and it's like a big deal. And they have played at the TD Garden. And it was Northeastern versus BU for like the third year straight, and BU goes up.
So you're with your girlfriend at this time, right?
I was an incel. So BU goes up 2-0 in the middle of the second, and then the Northeastern. I'm at TD Garden watching the game. I'm at TD Garden watching the game.
Yep.
Northeastern falls all the way back. It's the middle of the third period. They go up 4-2, and then some point later on in the third period, BU scores. They make it 4-3, and
wait, but they were just up 4-2.
No, Northeastern was up 4-2.
Oh, okay. So
BU scores makes it 4-3.
Got it.
And then it's the end of the game. Time's running out. It's kind of like the normal end of a hockey game, chaos. But BU gets the puck in their territory. This is like a big like college event as much as it is like a sports event. It's more of like a college event. Like most of the people there are freshmen and sophomores.
Okay.
And so it's mostly like girls doing a college event where they can take pictures and stuff. And they all go 5, 4, 3, like ready to be like, woo, we win. They go 2, 1, and then last second BU scores a goal to send it to overtime. All the girls aren't watching the game, so they go, woo, we win. Me and like a third of the guys are like, oh, wow. And then it goes to overtime. And that's like the craziest ending to a hockey game I've ever even seen, like let alone on TV.
Right.
And then Northeastern ended up winning in overtime.
Great answer. To circle back to the question, what's the most epic game watching moment you've had with your girlfriend? Or maybe just
Pass. Skip this question. Skip.
Okay, 2 more questions to go. You're an engineer, so hypothetically, what would be the most efficient way to make it through a crazy Boston winter?
What? To make it through?
Sorry,
You need to define make it through.
Sorry, as I mentioned before, we can just skip that one.
Make it through? Wear a sweater.
Sometimes the producer isn't, he's not,
Pay your gas bill.
English isn't their first language. If you could swap your engineering job for a dream job in sports, what role would you want to play in a football or basketball team?
I'd love to be a sports broadcaster. That's probably my dream job.
Okay.
Is being a sports broadcaster.
So you would like an honorary degree in sports broadcasting?
I don't think they would have any merit giving me that though.
It's a bullshit world where you get a free degree. See, what?
A bullshit world where I get a free degree?
No, it was just an honorary degree where you don't have to do anything. Like Joe Biden gets fucking degrees for doing nothing, and you know what I mean, and Trump, and they all get degrees for doing nothing, just being president.
A PhD in being a clown, and being a fool, and being someone that people laugh.
Sports broadcasting. He just said it.
It's being someone that people laugh at, not with them, at them.
These are supposed to be fun questions, and you're fucking saying you're an incel and just denying the question.
I'm not saying I'm an incel. I'm saying at the time I was.
Okay, got it. All right, there's your 10 questions. Do you want anything else before we go?
And that's an involuntary celibate. It means that you're not having sex, not by your own choice, because you're undesirable, or because
you think women think you're undesirable.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, this has been a blessed.
That's what incel means. Thank you for the interview.
Yeah, 20 questions, 20 hard questions.
That was 40 questions.
30 million questions, all answered by the beautiful guest.
Are you gonna actually release this on your YouTube?
Oh yeah.
Really? I feel like this podcast got good later on, but I think the first
Well, the true fans get to get the full
10.
juice.
I feel like the first hour 10.
It's a sandwich.
Junk.
It's a sandwich. The beginning's awful. The ending's awful. The middle's like good.
I thought the ending was pretty good. I think people are gonna like the ending.
All right, maybe I'll ask more questions. Let us know if you've made it this far. If the producers' questions were good, we'll have to go back to the well. If not, we can figure out something else. But I think we're an hour and 40 minutes in at this point, and we've gone all over the place. So I think no matter what, this was a valid experience.
Wait, I had one more question to ask you.
Is it fun?
Everyday life and relatable stuff. Things we pretend to understand. Everyday stuff people nod along to but don't really get. Taxes, wine tasting, quantum physics. Yeah.
Man, I'm losing it.
So that was my question for you.
That's the question. Taxes make sense to me. Wine tasting is just like people enjoy that over the other ones. Quantum physics, does anyone understand quantum physics?
Quantum physicists.
Well, they are just the same thing. They have a passion for the game.
I think that's the podcast.